The wind of change really whisper, they roar. Across the vast land of Africa, empires fell, kingdoms were invaded, and the cries of freedom echoed across forests, deserts, and rivers. Yet, in the darkest hour of a force invisible yet unyielding surge through the hearts of the oppressed, faith. Faith was more than belief. It was a weapon, a shield, and a spark that lit revolutions. Centuries ago, as foreign army marched with guns and chains, African community did not surrender quietly. They rose, inspired not just by a desire for freedom, but by a conviction that a higher power demanded justice. In the forest of Dahomey, warriors invoked the spirits of their ancestors before charging into battle, knowing they fought not just for the land, but for the sacred dignity of their people. Faith gave them courage when bullets rained, when empires laughed at their resistance. In Ethiopia, faith became armor against one of the most powerful invasions in African history. When Italian forces sought to claim the land in the 19th century, Emperor Menelik too railed his people, blending strategy with spiritual conviction. The prayers of priests and chants of soldiers intertwined, forming an unbreakable morale that shook the invaders. Faith transformed ordinary men into warriors whose courage history still remembers. But faith in Africa was never singular. It was diverse, resilient, and adaptable. Across West Africa, Islam became a unifying force against colonials, guiding leaders like Usman Dan Fodio to organize communities under a banner of moral and spiritual authority. Christianity too became a rallying cry. Churches and missions often double as safe havens and planning center, fueling resistance with hope and unity. Faith gives the people vision when empires could only see control. And yet, the most profound power of faith was subtle. It lived in the hearts of ordinary Africans who refused to bow, who whispered prayer under the moonlight as chains clang around them. It was the mother teaching her child the ancient song of freedom, the blacksmith forging tools with the words of ancestors in his mind, the farmer who sowed seed while dreaming of liberation. Faith transformed despair into action, silence into strategy, and oppression into revolt. Today, when we look back at Africa's history of resistance, it is impossible to separate struggle from spirituality. Every battle cry, every act of defiance, every story of survival carried the echoes of faith. It shaped leaders, inspired revolt, and united people across languages, kingdoms, and tribes. Faith was not just a private comfort. It was the heartbeat of resistance, a defiant shout against tyranny, a promise that Africa would endure. So if you believe in the power of heritage, of courage, of the unbreakable spirits of continents, subscribe now to this channel and join us as we uncover the untold story of Africa, story of faith, resilience, and triumph that the world cannot ignore. Africa's story is not just history, it is living proof that when faith and courage collide, empires will tremble.